Morning guys, Matt from Sweatshed here, and today's tutorial we're going to talk about ab rollers, an exercise that again is not done on the whole very well. Saw a guy doing them in the gym the other day, and yeah, it just didn't look great. Wasn't getting the most out of the time he was spending on them. So I prefer to do them with an ab wheel. A lot of gyms, like commercial gyms, won't have access to these, so unless you take your own. You're normally left doing them on a barbell with some plates on. It's okay, that's fine. It's probably easier on this because it's just set up and designed for this whole exercise. With the weight you've got, with the barbell and the weight, you've got an additional challenge of that's actually weight, that actually weighs something. So to do the exercise, there's other issues involved. So let's go through a few mistakes and what people do. So first one, while I'm nice and close to the camera, the setup of the hands. So when I'm on the wheel, what you'll find is people allow the wrists to drop off here. So as they roll out, they're kind of rolling out, and they're in this really weak position where the arms have fell below the line of the handle. What I prefer, it's really hard to pull back with any kind of like purpose. So what I prefer to do is encourage people to almost flex the other way. So like I was doing a front lever, or like I was doing some kind of straight arm pull down. It's that kind of action that's involved in the returning part of the ab wheel roll. So yeah, you want to flex your wrist this way. So as you roll out, your hands are, your wrists are above the line of the handles, and then as you pull back, you're pulling back here in a much stronger position. So yes, that's the hand position. Other mistakes are not committing to the rollout. So if you're not confident that you can roll out to a certain distance, what people tend to do is leave the majority of their weight behind them. So as they roll out, so I'll just ignore the hand position for now. As they roll out, they kind of just take the wheel forward, and you see they shift the weight back. Now this is doing 0. Yeah, I would pretty much go 0 for the abs. And then as they come back in here. So they get that sense of achievement that they're rolling out to full range, but they're not. So yes, that's one mistake where they leave the weight behind, roll out, and come back in. On the same kind of theme as that, they perhaps do a really good roll out, but then when they get to the coming back part, they break at the hips, send their weight back again, and then use their body weight to bring the wheel back, which it's not as bad as the first one. You'll be getting a little bit of ab engagement for when you roll out, because that, you're getting a little bit of work here, and just at the point when you're asking the most of your abs, you give up and you send your hips back, and you just use your body weight to shift to bring the wheel back, basically. So there's another 2 things. And then again on the rollout, if you're not able to control the rollout, what you'll find is a lot of people bow. So they do commit to the wheel, and they do commit their body weight forwards, and they probably should stop somewhere here, but perhaps don't have the control or the strength to to initiate the return. So they end up going past where they should, dropping the hips, bowing towards the floor, and then they could continue until they're fully on the floor, and then they start some kind of worm action back. So it's should stop here, don't, continue, danger of hurting my back, all the way out, and then they're either going to lead with the kind of the head, or they're going to lead with the hips, again like before, to return. Any other mistakes I can think of? No, so we spoke about the hand position. You want to look to keep the wrists over the top of the handle, or the barbell if you're using a barbell. Another good tip is, so when we do yoga, we do these cat-cows, so this kind of movement. So I encourage people to have the cat element, so the cat position, which is hips turned under, as opposed to hips out. Then you're not already in a bad position to either leave your weight behind or lead with the hips when you come back. So we set up with good hand position. We do the cat portion of the cat-cow movement from yoga. Now I encourage people to squeeze their butt, so tense your glutes. And then what you'll find is, as you start to roll out, when you get to the point where you should probably start thinking about coming back, if you were to go any further, you're going to release the contraction on your glutes. So if you're finding that you get into a position where it's hard, you're still squeezing your glutes hard, and then you should probably come back. If you went any further, you're probably going to have to relax your glutes because you're going to break that kind of tension that you're holding. So to go further, you're going to release your glutes, lose the engagement with the abs, and go further into a position that you don't want to be in. So you'll know when you need to come back. Squeezing your glutes hard, your wrists are in a good position. If I go any further from here, I'm going to break at the hips, I'm going to relax my contraction on my glutes, that's when I come back. You know, full range is going to be glute squeezing, wrists in a good position, all the way out, maybe head to the floor, and back in. So look to squeeze the glutes. If you can't continue to contract the glutes all the way through the range of the movement, you stop at the point where you need to relax the glute engagement. What else? So if you can't go full range and you're not sure about this kind of control in the point where you need to be changing direction, you want to roll towards something, so a wall or a heavy dumbbell or something that's going to help with that gauging of, you know, where you are at with the range. So you're going to set up either in front of a dumbbell or a wall, good wrist position, squeeze your glutes, weight comes forwards, keep squeezing the glutes, you touch the target and then pull back. And if that's a successful rep, then you know to make the exercise harder, you can move back a little bit, do the same thing again, gently kiss the target and then come back. You want to avoid boom, slamming into the weight or the wall. You want to control it completely up to the target and then control, return to the start position. And then you basically can build up to full range by just slowly moving further away from the target and just being aware of that distance that you're covering. Another point on that is really the only real work is being done in this last third, really. So if you didn't want to move back and you're perhaps not ready to move further away from the wall, what you can do is build up more time in this kind of danger zone, if you like, where it's tough to, where there's actually most of the work being done. So we do more reps here, more control in this part, and then as you start fatigue there, you come back. So you could do a set of 10, so instead of going all the way out and in, because there's very little work being done here, at least in this first half, probably first 2/3, you do your reps in that final range. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll find the gains you get from that kind of setup is much better than this kind of full range. It's quicker as well, you get through the set quicker as well. So we spoke about hand position, we spoke about where the weight should be going as you roll out, so it's definitely coming forwards off the heels, and then as you come back, probably should mention as you come back the return, so we spoke about hips forward, squeeze the butt, roll out. When you come back, the movement is driving the hands back towards the thighs. Obviously it's on the wheel, but it's done with the abs, not with the arms. So as I roll out, tense hard on the abs, and I come back, and the shoulder and the wrist are kind of always in line. Kind of in line. So I'm here, and then as I pull back with the abs, my weight comes back in an even kind of ratio to the wheel coming back. If you find that you roll out, and then as the wheel comes back, you feel like you're going to go over the wheel, then you're pulling back with the hands. You're pulling the wheel back rather than controlling the wheel back with the abs. So if you feel like the weight of you is going to continue over the wheel, you're not looking for that. You're pulling the wheel back with the hands and not the abs. So that's a little tip there if you feel like you're going to go head first. So I roll out, squeeze the butt, wrist in a good line, and then abs contract, come back, and I never feel like I'm going to go over the wheel. So yeah, a few little tips in there. Watch out for some common mistakes. And yeah, any questions, let me know. See you later.